And that's kind of what we're doing, not letting perfectionism get in the way and trying to shut down that voice that says it's not good enough and call your brain on that.
Not quite certain how it's going to turn out. It's going to be a little painful, but out of that comes growth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's certainly going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
Welcome back to In Residence. I'm Keith.
And I'm Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Keith.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing swell.
So what do you want to talk about today?
What's been on my mind is where am I putting my energy and where do I want to be putting my energy? And are those two things aligned?
Okay.
Spoiler alert, I don't think they're necessarily aligned. Hence why it's been on my mind.
Sure.
So quick overview. Work seems to be going well. I'm working on the podcast, not spending as much time on it, which is giving me more free time, right? So like my leisure time is thriving.
Okay.
So I'm almost putting too much energy into that. Or I feel like, and I guess that's kind of a theme with me, right? Is I'm always like, I'm messing around too much. I need to get to work and, kind of thing.
Yes.
So I'm trying to not listen to that voice of feeling guilty for playing and relaxing and, having some time for fun.
Yeah.
But within reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm going to, I need to not recalibrate, but like maybe just
you need to, recalibrate, or you need to, it's not review, adjust.
Yeah. So it just feels like I need to maybe tweak or adjust like where I'm spending my energy, putting my attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talk a lot about being intentional.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I kind of need to reset those intentions with, most importantly, like my health and how much energy I'm putting into being healthy,
right?
Getting activity, my diet, nutrition, even the simple stuff that we've talked about before, drinking water. Like it's, I told you today, can you please remind me to drink water? Because we're going to be out doing stuff and having fun. And guess what I'm going to forget to do? Drink water. I might have 1 can of LaCroix and then I'll be fine. I'll be satisfied, but I need more than that.
Yeah.
Right?
Because how many ounces is a LaCroix?
It's like 12 ounces, like a can.
Right? Yeah. You need more than that, huh?
Yeah. So work seems to be going well. I'm finding flow within work, and I'm allowing that to help pull me along. Same with like the play. I'm finding inspiration in these aspects.
Mm-hmm.
And family relationships. I don't think I'm neglecting anything, and I'm always trying to be purposeful and full of intention and spending time with like you and the kids and things like that. So the thing where I feel like I'm falling a little flat is actually taking care of my physical well-being, like just working out, So I guess I'm kind of trying to like out loud hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
So that's just been on my mind. But like, and I don't want this to turn into like an entire session where I'm complaining about my health. My intentions are improve this metric of health, which, there's measurable things I can do. I count my steps. I know how much water I'm drinking. These are all measurable things.
Sure.
That can have concrete outcomes, right? If I choose.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
Well, I think what's hard though is if you think about health, it seems like it should be such an easy thing to do because we know what we're supposed to do, quote unquote, supposed.
Right.
Or like what,
we haven't shoulded on ourselves in a while. And I
haven't shoulded on
maybe
ourselves.
That's what I'm doing right now.
I think you might be shoulding on yourself a little bit.
Wow.
Right. You should drink water. You should work out. You should get more sleep.
Let's not demonize the fact that all of those things are very good.
Those are good, but there's something to be said though.
You can't tell me what to do. Health.
No, but if you're shoulding on yourself, you're kind of putting on that shame shawl, right?
Yeah.
Wagging a finger at yourself and saying, you're failing a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that is hard, especially like drinking water, sleep, eating well, right? Nutrition, movement. It seems like I go in cycles. Maybe it is where I'm doing all the things and then I stop doing the things And then I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm not doing the things. Like, well, maybe I shouldn't, and I'll just start again later, And so it's this, we're actually recording right now in our place in Green Bay. And what is in this room?
Oh, the rower.
The rowing machine. Because we haven't really talked about this, but last week I said, okay, enough's enough. You need to get on the rowing machine and just do it twice a week, 20 minutes. That's it. And I did it. And now this week, I've told myself, just do that again. But you're out here for our anniversary week, and we're just kind of relaxing and having vacation and having fun. But it doesn't mean I can't row as well or lift weights.
Right.
But there's something about sometimes that wellness when you're trying to relax, it's not part of my automatic equation for relaxing or taking care of myself, which is kind of funny because if I think about it, it actually is one of the things that does help me de-stress, sleep better, and feel better. But it's not the first thing I go to.
I guess what's coming up from what you said was, I don't want to shame myself about not doing the things I know I ought to be doing. And at the same time, I need to hold myself accountable for the fact that I'm not doing the things that I said I wanted to do.
Right.
Right. And so maybe the more important thing, and what I maybe need your feedback on, is how do I move out of the emotions that come with this kind of, it's a failure kind of, like I mean, that's probably what's really underneath why I'm thinking about this, is because I'm like, oh, by this time I was talking to probably you and some other people of like, yeah, I'm going to get some steps in. I'm going to go out on walks. And it's like, guess what? I did a little bit, but then I didn't, like you just said, like go through this cycle of I'm going to do it. I'm going to be motivated to go and get it done. And then it's like, it just, something else comes up. Right. And so I'm not holding myself accountable. And I think it's because maybe the embarrassment or shame of not doing it right, or it's not coming as easy, is maybe getting in the way. So I don't know, like, and I think that can come with anything, not just health, but like whether it's a project or learning a new skill, right? Like that's half of the reason we don't do something, because there's a voice in the back of your head saying you can't.
Right.
You might, I don't even know if it's in it. I don't think it's even that clear. It's like almost like Morse code getting tapped into your nervous system or something from the resistance or.
Yeah. I think that's part of it, that you can't, going over and over. I've heard you talk about that a lot, that's a script, and not just around wellness things, but around completing and doing the work, right? Like the podcast, I remember at the beginning, like I keep saying I want to do it, but I'm not releasing it. And part of it's because I don't want to fail, because what if I fail, then what? So I do think that's a really important part to acknowledge.
Yeah, you helped me remember something I just heard from the one and only Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, I like Matthew McConaughey.
He's got a new book of, I think it's Poems and Prayers.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about that. I was going to look it up.
I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I think, did you read Green Lights?
Yeah.
It was really good. I read that a while ago.
I really enjoyed it.
So he's doing like the rounds and hitting the podcasts that I listen to, and getting interviewed and stuff. Like this is a great example of how I'll take stuff in, but I kind of capture it, but I don't quite process it. So this is great because you're helping me. So he was talking about one of the best lessons that he learned from his parents, and I think in particular his dad, was don't ever say I can't. Right? Like we've all heard that. Right. And I've said it to our kids. Yeah. He's like, you don't say I can't, you say I'm having trouble. Because trouble you can get a fix for. Right. And he gave like an anecdote about how he was supposed to be mowing the lawn and he couldn't get the lawnmower to start. And he went in and told his dad, I can't. And so he just he's like, he saw the look on his dad's face where he's like, I've told you not to say that. And so he went out and he's like, he tinkered with it for 10 minutes and got it started. And he's like, you see, son, you were just having trouble. Yep. I've said that to our kids. Sure. I've learned that. Like, I don't know if I learned that, but I've learned to tell them that. Yeah. But I need to maybe tell myself, it's not that you can't, it's that you're having some trouble. We got to work through it, right? Like, finding like those, and one of the best things about I'm having trouble is part of the fix can be asking somebody else if they can help you.
Right.
And not just going alone. And like that's becoming more and more prevalent in front of mind for me, is that togetherness aspect of life and community, right? We've been talking about that more and more. So anyway, that just popped in. And so that's somewhere that over the last week I found that very helpful. And maybe that's part of even why this is coming up, is because like I'm having some trouble getting the momentum going in the health aspect, of getting movement in, lifting weights and all that stuff. And if I can maybe shift to I'm having a little trouble versus I can't, right? I won't feel as many emotions. I think I just answered my own question of how do I get through it?
Yeah.
But
there's a quote that I really like from Henry Ford, that whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. I know it's on a commercial now. Is that why you're looking at me like,
there's troublesome things about Fords.
I know. But I do think it's important because that script, as we've talked about before, that's in your head really can inform whether or not you are able to follow through. But I want to build a little bit on what you're talking about of finding your network to help you achieve your goals. And that can be a whole bunch of different people. It can be friends. It can be family. It can be your therapist, a coach, an executive coach. There's just so many things. Goodness, it could even be ChatGPT. Like if you can prompt it right. Right. I feel like that could even help you.
And knowing that anything you say may be public.
Yes. Please know that.
Especially now they're trying to get people to not check something that allows them to use any of your stuff. So if you haven't heard of that, look into whatever AI platform you're using. There's a setting now where you can deselect something so that you're not automatically opted in to allowing them to basically
use
mine everything that you've done.
Yeah. Nice little PSA there.
Use with caution. Very helpful tool.
So that network, though, really can help you keep going or get started, or wherever you're at and wherever you're struggling. It can definitely help you.
And that might be tricky to find that, especially around, say, weight loss. That's a little tricky to, like a sensitive thing, to go and maybe find like a social group.
Right.
But it's out there, right? Or finding someone to talk to if it's like your mental health, right? There's a stigma that can come along with it. I think by now we're kind of beyond for the most part, but some of those scripts that people have of like, oh, we don't talk about that, it's still there. But that one small step of doing a Google search of, say, I want to play hockey. Okay, hockey near me, right? Or whatever, or like, I guess for me, it would be like adult hockey group or something by this point, or whatever they would call that. People that need to stretch extra before they play group.
Yes, that would be probably you.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing I think is important, because you're calling out weight loss specifically, and I do think that's a hard topic, because I think so many of us grew up in a society that really focused on the good and the bad.
What do you mean?
Of weight. And so if you weighed more than you quote unquote should, right? There is some health things with that, but then everything was bad. And if you were normal, everything was good. And maybe I'm seeing that too simplified, but there are a lot of societal scripts that have been kind of infused into us. I think that's just important for us to notice when those things are in our own minds and not being helpful for us to meet our goals.
There's nuance to situations, right?
Right.
Size doesn't necessarily mean unhealthy.
Right.
On either end of the spectrum. You probably have a lot more insight into stuff like this because of your data background and surveys, and how you've like done like studies, and therefore what makes a good pool of questions, what what good data looks like and all this stuff. So, or like what good design looks like to get good data, right? How to design. So it's like, I feel like I need to find a way to extract that mindset from you when it comes to certain things, whether it's getting the initiative to do a project that I'm not sure if it's going to work out, and it might waste some time and money on materials, or stepping on the scale and not liking what I see, but realizing like, okay, what's the trend, So
I think what's hard though, is it's not just data, because if it was just data, I think sometimes it would be super compelling and people would align behavior with what would help them become healthier and reach their goals. I think there's so much behind it that's also mindset and psychological. So one thing I'm thinking about when you talk about data and trying to align, what is it we say we want to do with our energy and what are we actually doing? I feel like that connects really well with James Clear's work around atomic habits. His techniques really help make that bridge between intent and doing.
Right. And that's kind of that's what I'm talking about is I'm looking to switch my habits so that I'm doing this over here instead of what I am doing.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily need it to be specifically in regards to like my health goals. I think the biggest thing that I'm actually struggling with is how hard it is to develop the habit that I'm seeking to have.
Right.
So that's helpful.
So if you had to guess about why you feel stuck making the habits that you want to set to achieve the things you want to achieve. I know it sounds a little like that, but if you were to guess, what might be preventing you from pursuing that, what would that be?
I'm lazy.
No, but
like, that's why I'm laughing. Like you thought I was laughing about something else, but I'm like,
I did.
My first thought is like, I'm lazy.
Okay, so let's go back to John Acuff.
Yeah.
Is that soundtrack true?
It feels true.
Is it helpful?
It's pointing out a deficiency that I could tend to.
Is it kind?
Probably not.
Okay.
And that's
So that's where you write that soundtrack.
But if I'm not moving, isn't that like I should look up the definition of lazy.
No, I don't know if that's going to be helpful.
It might be. Hold on.
I don't think so.
Disinclined to activity or exertion. Not energetic or vigorous.
So basically, you're a sloth? Is that?
No, geez, that's harsh.
Oh, no.
I'm talking about being inactive and how I'm trying to be more active. And so I'm being lazy.
You're being lazy.
And the word of the day today is catch-22.
Oh.
A difficult situation with no easy or possible solution.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's
not a catch-22, no. I don't think.
So there's a little perspective. It's fixable.
When it comes to, and I know you're not trying to just talk about wellness and exercise and health and stuff like that, but I do think you and I talk a lot about that. And so that's why my examples and my framing is coming back with that.
Yeah.
One thing I think about a lot or wonder about a lot is when I have decided that I'm going to get back in shape, or when I've decided I'm going to start eating healthier or something like that, I do things that are extreme. And I'm not saying extreme. I'm saying what I used to do on January 1st, just like a lot of other people, I would say at the first year, I'm going to get in shape. And I would show up at the gym 5 a.m. and I would be on the elliptical for a whole hour. And then I'd do some weights and some lift, right? And so I'd be there for like 90 minutes. Now, when Laura has just gone through multiple weeks of holiday celebrating and not working out for a couple months, really much at all, starting at 90 minutes and thinking I was going to do that 5 days a week,
right,
and then a longer session on the weekend is just silly.
It's not realistic.
Right? It's not realistic. And so sometimes I think that my reluctance to start, especially when it comes to exercise routines, is that I'm going to be a jerk to myself and pull off gotta be 90 minutes or it doesn't matter. Or I'm going to tell myself, you know what? Those 2 days a week that you rode this week wasn't enough. And so it feels like I lose either way.
When things go badly, I hold on to that way too long. So like that criticism of, oh, this is too hard and I'm not doing it well enough and I'm not getting the 90 minutes in, like you said, right? Whereas the other day I went and I mowed the lawn and and we have some steep hills.
We do.
To our yard. And so it was I mean, I wasn't suffering, but I was like, oh, I'm getting a workout. This is like, one, I'm doing a chore that needs to get done, but two, I'm actually getting activity. And my watch and my ring and everything, they're like, hey, you spent a decent amount of time in a good zone. And I'm like, well, one, that's a little embarrassing because I was just mowing the lawn. But part of me was like, hey, this is actually pretty good because I got my activity and like I hit my goals for the day, actually.
Our lawn has it's got a lot of, it's rough terrain.
Yeah.
I'll say that. It's not an easy lawn to mow.
It's not like a putting green or anything. That's for sure.
Lots of hills and slopes.
Yeah. But so later on, I was cooling down and stretching a little bit. I was moving and I kind of acknowledged, hey, that was a good thing. But then like now here I am again saying I don't do anything. I let go of the good thing instead of holding on to it and like letting that tally up.
Right.
I focus on what I haven't accomplished. So so anyway, just thanks for helping me see that, because I need to hold on to the small steps that I am doing. Mm-hmm. And I don't think of telling myself. So when I repeat myself like, hey, small steps get me there. Or, I need to have grace. I need to have empathy. All the things that we constantly bring up. It's because it comes out when we are talking out loud to each other. It's never the dialogue in my head. Like in my head, I'm saying that wasn't enough. You're lazy. Right. Mm-hmm. So sure. Again, I guess it's kind of coming full circle again. Like, this is why I like doing this and having these conversations with you. It's together. We're going together instead of me just like, sitting quietly thinking to myself and you saying, what's going on over there? I'm like, nothing.
Yeah. I mean, we talk a lot about it, I think every week.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we do. We've been on this journey together and we support each other and we want to be there for each other. Not in a, hey, you didn't work out today. Why did you not do that? Not that sort of a way. No. But in a, I get you. Like, you got this sort of a way. And that has been super helpful over the past almost 4 years now, close to 4 years. I have really been working on how I view food, how I view physical workouts and taking care of my body, and really, I would say really improving my relationship with my body and how I see and talk to it. That might seem silly, but I think that's a really important thing. If you're okay, I want to share a book recommendation right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one book that I read or listen to right now, I have it checked out on the Libby app. So I just want to do a shout out for Libby. I don't know if we've talked about Libby.
Support your public libraries.
Yeah, support your public libraries. But the Libby app is fantastic. You can get audiobooks, digital books. But the book that I like to read once a year is called The Body is Not an Apology, The Power of Radical Self-Care. And it's by Sonia Renee Taylor. The book really talks about how your body deserves to be taken care of, regardless of its size, regardless of its functionality. You need to not apologize for who you are and taking up space, and know that you also deserve to take up space and deserve to be loved. And so it's a really powerful book. So for anybody that is on that journey, similar to me and maybe to Keith, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I think The Body is Not an Apology is a really fantastic listen or read. And like I said, I read it at least once a year because it helps me reframe and reset how I'm thinking about myself and my relationship with my body. And I think that's healthy and important.
Talking about momentum or small steps, building upon these little wins, right?
Right.
Maybe, again, this is why it's on the top of my mind, because I kind of told myself at the beginning of September, the fourth quarter's coming up, the calendar year.
Okay.
And maybe that's a good mark for myself to kind of recommit, reset, set the intentions, look and see what have been my weekly, monthly goals up until now. And are they still the same? Were they too lofty? Was I setting myself up for failure because I wasn't willing to be patient enough to realize that like this type of transformation or shift takes time?
Mm-hmm.
So I like, it's not quite October, but my homework that I'm telling myself I have is to do all of that so that I can go into these next 3 months before January 1.
Yeah.
And realize like, I don't have to wait to start, like what do we, start where you're at. Right. Or, so,
right.
So it's a lot of the stuff that I know that I've ingested like a lot of these things, but it doesn't necessarily become real or maybe even inspire me enough into action unless I'm saying it out loud to you or somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of my goal going forward for the next few months is like, how far can I get before January 1? And, just kind of setting some little markers and little markers in the sand, I guess, kind of what comes to mind for me. And so I guess my way of trying to get us to wrap it up a little bit, because I got some homework to go away and do.
Yeah, I like that, because setting your intentions of what you want to do and then trying to show up and do that. I keep thinking about studs a little bit and I keep saying to myself, just put the pearl on the string.
Right.
Right. Like every day, no matter what that pearl looks like, it might have, was it poop on it or whatever. Is that what he said?
He says something else, but I say there's always like a little blemish inside of every pearl.
I like that.
He says something else.
Yeah. I think he uses the more lively version of poop.
Yes.
But thinking about a strand of pearls that you have to put one on at a time. And that's kind of what we're doing, not letting perfectionism get in the way and trying to shut down that voice that says it's not good enough and call your brain on that. The biggest thing I'm doing right now is working on putting down that shame shawl, taking it down, letting the shoulds, stop shooting on myself.
Yeah. And
just show up and enjoy the movement that I've decided to do.
Yeah.
And not doing it out of fear or shoulds.
The other Stutz thing that it's almost like a mantra: pain, uncertainty, and constant work.
Yep.
It sounds a little bit like a downer, but I believe it's empowering. And that's kind of the mindset I need if I'm going to tackle this moving forward, is especially like not quite certain how it's going to turn out. It's going to be a little painful, but out of that comes growth. Mm-hmm. And it's certainly going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so I need to go in expecting that, not surprised by, oh, this is hard.
And honestly, I keep thinking about that, but then also the idea of James Clear, right? The Atomic Habits. Don't go from, I don't know, playing a racing game, be like, I'm now going to work out for that hour instead of playing a racing game. Maybe a bridge would be, you know what? I'm going to get up and I'm going to put my workout clothes on and play the racing game for a week. And then the next week, I'm going to put my workout clothes on, work out for 10 minutes, play the racing game for 50, or maybe competing with a racing game is not the best idea. But doing small things until you get it down and your brain's like, oh, this is the thing we're doing, can be helpful. I have a minimum with like the rowing. I said to myself, okay, my minimum is twice a week, 10 minutes each time. And if I do more than that, awesome. If I don't, okay, but I want to get 2 times a week, 10 minutes. That's not that much. And I certainly can do that. And I have flexibility to do it on 7 different days. I'm setting myself up for success and win. So my brain is used to get those dopamine hits. Like, oh, high five, you did it. Oh, high five, you did it. Not womp womp.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Right.
Where's that shame shawl?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go get that out and, grab some nachos while you're at it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I'm, shifting my default to activity versus sitting in that shame pool or whatever, or what's the point or whatever that negative script might be in the moment of I didn't do enough or whatever. It's like the default is putting the running shoes on or the walking for walking for me. Sorry, I walk in running shoes.
It's good.
Yeah. They're comfy.
They are comfy.
Okay. So let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Real quick. Good recommendations today. So you had The Body Is Not an Apology.
Yes.
And that's Sonia Renee Taylor.
Yes. Really good book.
Atomic Habits.
Yes. Also really good book.
James Clear. The Tools. Phil Stutz and Barry Michaels.
Yep.
And any of their other stuff. I think there's at least 1 or 2.
I think there's 2 more. They even have a journal. Yeah.
So really like all of those. I haven't read The Body Is Not an Apology, but you've shared a lot of really good things from that with me. So
yep. A really body positive approach.
Yeah. Okay. So you wanted to end with?
So I wanted to end with pulling a card. So I got a new deck in the mail.
Ooh.
I know. It's You Got This. Words of Inspiration.
100 inspiring quotes. Okay.
Okay, so I have no idea what's in here.
You haven't opened it?
I haven't opened it.
Okay.
I haven't thumbed through it. See, it even still has its like nice little, like, what is this thing that holds the cards together?
It's a paper band.
Little paper band. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. So we're gonna open it. I know.
You're gonna shuffle them and stuff, aren't you? Hold on. What? Is there like how like some decks of cards have like a QR code now or like a Joker?
I don't see one.
Okay. Or like the instructions.
Maybe you just get like extra wisdom if you extra wisdom if you get the QR code.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna shuffle. And do you want to pick, or do you want half the deck? And do you want to shuffle and pick one your own that way? Okay, here. Okay.
You've been doing something like this on
TikTok.
Which
is kind of fun. I feel so cheesy doing it. But what I'm hoping to do is just add a little joy in people's lives and add a little value. What?
This is taking so long.
Okay, I found one. Mine popped.
Mine's perfect for me. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'll go first because I want to hear yours if it's perfect for you. Okay, so mine is everything is possible if you've got enough nerve.
Ooh, sounds very you.
That does sound enough me. You got to have a little go get after it and you can make it happen.
All you and your moxie.
Yeah, see? The world needs a little bit of moxie.
All right. Mine is focus on all the good.
Oh, that is exactly something you need to hear.
Pretty sure I said something very similar to that today of like, I know I need to focus on what is going well.
Yes. Yes.
So that's great. Oh, I like them. These are fun.
I like them too.
All right.
Yep.
Let's get out of here.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
I love you too.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. I'm glad we podcasted on our anniversary.
Good.